Today I fucked up by asking my dad for a new sweatshirt. I guess I will begin this post. I'm a 16-year-old boy. My dad is 37. My dad never graduated high school, he lived in a bad neighborhood and got in with a bad crowd. He would then spend a few years in prison. At 21, my dad had me with my mom. My dad told me my mom abandoned me. When I tried reaching out to her, he advised me not to, she blocked me on Facebook. At 21, my dad had inherited his parents' trailer and a bit of their land, so we had a place to stay. Our trailer isn't a lot, but it's our home. My dad, due to his criminal record, has to work for a construction company. He's tried to climb up the ladder in the past years, but his criminal record and lack of education stopped him from doing so. I begged him to allow me to get a job, but he got angry at me saying he wasn't gonna have his own child providing for him. My dad regrets his past, but he's always told me he can't change it. He's been the best dad in the world, and I appreciate him so much. He never got into another relationship to take care of me. A part of me feels guilty because he stopped his entire life for me. My dad doesn't make much money, we have a lot of bills and he has some debts, so we don't have much wiggle room. Last time I got brand new clothes was on my 15th birthday. My dad took me shopping at Walmart with his stimulus check. I got a bunch of clothes. However, I guess you could call me a late bloomer and I outgrew most of them. Mainly the shirts because my shoulders broadened out and it began hurting and stretching my clothes. I tried stealing some from the lost and found but none fit me. When my dad got home, he made dinner and while we were eating and watching TV I asked him if we could buy a new sweatshirt or two. He gets this really saddened look on his face. To sum up the conversation, he explained that we really didn't have the money, and how we needed food. And he'd start putting aside some for a few months from now. I got glum and disappointed and went to my room. I don't blame my father for any of our troubles, he's a great dad. I'm just frustrated at the situation. That's when I peeked my head out of my headroom. My father was crying. I wanted to approach him and give him a hug, but I've never been good with emotions that much. I've barely seen my father cry. I just went back to sleep. My father had been hellbent on me staying in high school, and I'm a good student. I get mainly A's, and I intend to go to college. Tomorrow I'm gonna write my dad a note and leave it to him before I go to school. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna say cause I'm still crying a little, but here's the gist. Hey Dad, I just wanna thank you for everything you've done for me and all the sacrifices you made. I promise when I'm making a lot of money after college, we'll get out of this trailer and move into a big house. You can have all the Xbox games you want and finally have the childhood that was taken from you. I understand that everything you've done was to give me the things you never had and I'm eternally grateful. Thank you for everything. I love you Dad. Edit 1. I can't send messages due to the new account, but just know I was trying to send everyone a heart message and a thank you for the advice. The app says I'm not accepting DMS, but I am, so it's being weird. But for everyone who is giving advice I am reading heart. Too long did not read. I asked my dad when we're financially struggling for some new clothes and seen him cry. I think the note is a good idea. It can let your dad know he is appreciated and you understand things are tight right now. Something like that could mean a lot to your dad. I saw my dad cry once when he and my mum were going through it towards the end of their marriage. It wasn't nice to see, so I get where you are coming from. I hope things improve or get easier for you both. I think the best gift you can give your dad would be freedom from all his sufferings. Keep up the A's and hope that one day you reach the places that he missed. Send my regards to your dad, man. How can I send you a sweatshirt? I just lost my 16-year-old son and would love to spread his love. Oh, by the way, you didn't fuck up at all. Don't think you did anything wrong. One possible option to save money on clothes is local thrift stores. There are some nice finds that are a fraction of buying new at Walmart or other stores. A friend of mine swears by them. She has had a lot of success finding nice clothes and comforters for her bed. Your dad has worked hard to turn his life around and provide for the two of you. I'm sure he feels a lot of pressure and doesn't really have any outlet for that. I hope things will improve for both of you and that easier times lie ahead. Today I fucked up by ignoring a mandatory boil order. A pipe burst last week in my neighborhood and drained the water tower. Everyone lost water pressure for a day, and we were notified of a mandatory boil order for a few days. I have a filter system, so I thought I was okay. The next day, my birthday, I awakened to my 1-year-old son puking on my face at 3 a.m. Then I'm on a first date that night with a really cute girl I really like. We saw Puss in Boots with our kids and my son pukes all over me again. Then we get home and he pukes all over his bed. I figured it was this mysterious 24-hour stomach bug going around, his preschool teacher told me about. It was E. coli, and I drank way more of the water than he did. The next morning I wake up at 3 a.m. and barely make it to the bathroom. I begin completely puking my brains out when I realize I'm about to explode from the other end, too. I make a quick decision as to which would be less gross to clean up, and sit on the toilet. I then sit there and puke and then dry heave into my lap for the next several hours before lying in the shower and passing out. 3 days go by and I've lost 5 pounds just in water weight. I'm so dehydrated I can barely stand or think straight and my head is pounding. I'm here at work dizzy and wrecking the bathroom. Too long did not read. I drank contaminated water and have been shitting myself and puking everywhere for days. Obey boil orders, folks. Filters, like carbon or activated charcoal, typically only remove sediment or corrosion products. They do not remove viruses or bacteria. Please tell me you're going to the hospital. Being that dehydrated can easily kill you. How's your son doing? I hope you're both alright. E. coli sucks, man. You ignored a boil order and gave that tap water to a 1-yo? Didn't take your kid to the hospital? You're dehydrated, dizzy and still just chilling at work on your phone instead of going to a hospital? WTF is wrong with you, dude? You're a father now. Take care of your damn kid and take care of yourself. If not for you, then do it for your kid. You're supposed to be his rock, act like an adult. Wait, you didn't take your kid or yourself to hospital. What the fuck? That's how you kill your kid. I work in water treatment and have worked distribution as well. The absolutely last thing we ever want to do is have to send out a boil water notice. I had to spend a Thanksgiving Day helping a neighboring water company hang boil notice door tags. We do not do this for fun. If we say the water is bad, listen to us. Today I fucked up by rating my own orgasm. So I've been trying to take better stock of my life and mental health lately, and one idea I had was to start journaling, but with a specific intention in mind. I would divide my life up into categories, such as work, mental health, physical health, social life, etc., and I would give them a score out of 10. The plan was to see if I noticed any trends, like days where I felt particularly good, bad. Were there any consistent high, low scores? I became quite methodical about this process and always considering new categories. It was when I commenced a solo trip to Pleasure Town about 3 weeks ago that an insidious thought entered my mind. Hey, why don't you rate your orgasm out of 10 when it happens? I considered it for about a minute, still tugging away, then thought, nah, that's too weird, bro. What will the good people of Reddit think of me then? And then I stopped thinking about it. Except that I didn't. Seconds before I started to orgasm, I couldn't help but give it a number. Oh, this is feeling like it's gonna be an 8. Definitely an 8. Well, actually more like a 5, to be honest. Overthinking during arguably the most crucial part of a male's masturbation session had led to me ruining my own orgasm. Turns out maths isn't the biggest aphrodisiac. But it was fine, life goes on, all of that. And then I stopped thinking about it. Except that I didn't. 2 days later, when I was shaking hands with the milkman, I got to the orgasm and then my brain kicked in. It's gonna be a 7.5, for sure, bro. It was a 5, tops. And that's been the trend. Literally every single time I've entered hand-to-gland combat and about to be declared the victor, my nerdy-ass brain ruins the ceremony. Literally every single time. Too long did not read. Temporarily considered the idea of giving my orgasms a score out of 10. Now I can't stop doing it and it's making me ruin every orgasm I have. Solo trip to Pleasure Town, shaking hands with the milkman, entered hand-to-gland combat what? #hand-to-gland combat. Whenever you hear the joke, casual sex implies the existence of ranked competitive sex. This is exactly what it means. Post-nut clarity was not in your favor, my friend. You could just change the scale. Instead of 110, 1100. Or 01. Or just grade it on something funny, like distance. That could help your brain with obsessing. Today I fucked up by going on 4chan. Hello everybody, this is one of my first posts on Reddit, so be patient with me please. So basically what happened is I went on the adult GIF board on the website 4chan. What can I say, I was horny, and stumbled across a rec thread. Now I didn't know what it was at the time, but I clicked on it and some of the most horrible gore I've ever seen popped up. I am talking beheadings, shootings, horrible things. I even saw the video of the POW getting castrated by Russian soldiers that you may have heard of in the news. Horrible things that I can't even describe on here. If you have ever been on 4chan, you know exactly what I am talking about. Now I can't stop thinking about it all day and night, and I think I may be badly traumatized. Every time I look at someone I think of the things I've seen and it makes me have an anxiety attack basically. I know I deserve no sympathy since I have done this to myself and it's my own fault, and I am not shooting any shots at 4chan either. I know I shouldn't have been there. I am just looking for advice. I have so much anxiety all the time and I am so scared that these horrible things will one day happen to me. Too long did not read. I went on 4chan, now I am badly traumatized. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes and positive comments. I am trying to reply to everyone, but there's so many comments I can't respond to them all. I'm 37 and I still remember a video of a dude getting his head cut by the neck with a hunting knife. I remember the sound he made vividly. It was 20 years ago. I thought I was downloading Shakira music video. Kazaa? LimeWire was something else, dude. Glad to see so many comments pointing out this was a teenage millennial's average weeknight trying to download anything. So instead of going to the hub you go to 4chan of all places? I used to watch people die. The violence, gore didn't disturb me as much as I realized how dangerous it is to live in some parts of the world. Changes your whole perspective. Goes to 4chan on a rect thread. Sees beheadings and continues watching and scrolling. Gets trauma. Op. Shocked face.